What if Ohio State goes 9-3 in this up-and-coming year? Ryan Day misses the college football playoff. Would Columbus run him out of town again? Let's talk about it. I think this is a big question for Ohio State fans heading into this year with this absolutely brutal schedule, the hardest schedule Ohio State has had in 20 to 25 years, with teams like Texas on the road in week 2, at Iowa, at Indiana, at USC, Oregon, and Michigan. This is one of maybe the toughest schedule Ohio State has ever had in its history. And Ohio State has not had more than 2 losses in a season since 2011. No one has really asked the question, what if Ohio State goes 9-3 with this schedule? What if they lose to Texas? What if they lose to Oregon or Indiana? And what if they lose to Michigan? Ryan Day has never beaten Michigan at home. Are Ohio State fans ready for the anticipation heading into the season to potentially miss a college football playoff? I mean, if you go 9-3, there's a chance you get in, but it's not likely depending on who you lose to. And I think we need to start having the talk. So I want to talk about what would it look like if Ohio State went 9-3 in this up and coming season. So in this hypothetical, if I look at Ohio State's schedule and would see if they were to lose 3 games in the regular season, where would they come from? So for Ball State, that's a win. At Texas in week 2, this is probably the biggest game that is in favor of Ohio State losing. I actually don't have Ohio State losing this game, but if they're going to lose 3 games, we'll say they lose to Texas on the road in week 2. Heading to week 4, Illinois at home. It's going to be at home. It's probably going to be a night game. I do not think that this game they can lose. At Iowa the week after, definitely a losable game, but it's probably going to be a big noon game, so I am not going to pick Iowa. I don't think they're going to lose that game. Maryland at home, no. At Indiana, 100% they could lose this game. Do I think they will? I don't know. If in this scenario with 3 losses, at Indiana, at USC, and Oregon, they'll probably lose 1 to 2 of those. We'll say they lose 1. Let's say they beat Indiana, they lose to USC, but they beat Oregon. So now they are 7-2. Week 11, Northwestern at home, no. At Nebraska the week before Michigan, they could lose that game. And then Michigan at home, let's say they lose that game. So let's say they go 9-3, they lose to Texas, they lose to USC, and they lose to Michigan. Team is not probably making the playoff. I mean, if they did, they beat Indiana, they beat Oregon, so maybe there's a chance they make the playoffs, but you would have just lost to Michigan, and you would have lost to USC, who's going to be around that 10-2, 9-3 range. You'd be below them, and then we'll see about Texas. So let's say that happens, and you lose to Michigan, so the state's already burning down, but on top of that, unlike 2024, now you're missing a 12-team playoff. What would happen? I think if that happened, Julian is gone, Jeremiah is gone, all the talent from the national title team is gone, and we're now officially in the Tavian St. Clair era. And after this would happen, if Ohio State goes 9-3, everyone is coming for Julian Sands' head, just like McCord. We want Tavian, and we'll prepare for him for the next season. But if they miss the playoff, they go to some crappy bowl game, maybe the Pop-Tart Bowl. I don't know exactly where they would go, but I think Ryan Day would get fired? No. Would I think he would quit? I don't know if I think it would speed up the process of him leaving. I think Ryan Day probably has 3-4 years left at Ohio State, and then he is leaving. I think after Tavian St. Clair and Chris Henry Jr., when they're all gone, I think that is when Ryan Day leaves. Probably 2028 to 2029-ish range, I think, is when he leaves. But they lose to Michigan. State's already burning down. You're not going to the Big Ten Championship because you have 2 Big Ten losses. If they make the playoffs, all could be well if they win out. If they win the national title. But if they lose, let's say they win the bowl game, so they're 10-3. They have 3 losses for the first time in 15, 16 years. I think Ryan Day legacy is not over because he has a national title, but he is just John Cooper in the 12-team era. He can't ever beat Michigan, has a horrible record versus them. we won a national title, but it was a player-led team, and he's holding back this team with all the talent when he didn't win in 25 and had 3 losses in 26. This would be an absolute disaster. An absolute disaster because, again, Ohio State's not had 3 losses in 15 years, but also this would be the first time that Ryan Day is losing to inferior teams multiple times. Texas is not an inferior team. Oregon is not an inferior team. Indiana is a little bit inferior, but they're still pretty good. USC is an inferior team. Michigan is an inferior team. You already lost to them in 24 when they were bad, but you lost to them again. Ryan Day's never beaten Michigan at home, so that record, you would still be 0-3 at home against Michigan. And it would be the thing where it's kind of like, okay, well, that's it. We won our title. Day's leaving soon. Jeremiah Smith is gone. The team's going to get worse. He just had 3 regular season losses. Do we even want this guy around anymore? And I don't know. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know down in the comments. How would you feel? Because it's one of the things is we're not really talking about. Like, this is possible. This schedule is really tough. Let's say there's a couple. Let's say Julian gets hurt or Jeremiah tears his ACL. I mean, you lose to Texas, lose to Indiana, lose to Oregon. That's 3 losses. Maybe you lose on the road at USC, maybe at Iowa, Michigan at home. Like, this is kind of a thing where it's like Ohio State's always been so good that we're not like, no one's super worried that Ohio State's going to go 9-3, but it's possible. It has not really been possible with past Ohio State schedules to really go 9-3 in the regular season because there hasn't been 3 losable games. You play Michigan, you play Penn State, you maybe play an out-of-conference game, but usually you go at least win one of those 3 and you're 10-2 at the least. But now, I mean, you got to play Texas and Oregon, who wasn't in the conference before, plus Indiana's good now. I mean, and USC's now, like, this is really tough. And if Ohio State can lose 3 games and still get into the playoff, you know, it might be all good from there. You might be all good. You might still be able to win a national title. But if you lose 3 or 4 games, this team is not what we thought they were. And it would be the first time in the Ryan Day era where the team has not been an actual national title contender. I will say the only other time was 2021, where they had that great offense, but the defense was horrible. That team was never going to win the national title. But 2019, they could have won the title. And 2020, probably not, but that was still a national title qualifier team. 21, I would say probably wasn't. 22, you were so close. 23, you were very close. If you beat that Michigan team, you were, one drive away. You get in the playoffs and you probably beat Bama and Washington. 24, you won it. 25, you were a contender. And 26, you were supposed to be a contender. So they lose 3 games. This is the first time ever where, like, Ryan Day's team is, not nationally really relevant anymore because they're out of the playoff. This would be, imagine when Alabama went 9-3 in 2024. Imagine that, but 30 times worse, because even though Bama fans, them going 9-3 was crazy, they didn't have Saban. We still have Day. Ohio State going 9-3 is unacceptable. That is like burn everything down. But I kind of just wanted to make a little bit of a rant video talking about it because no one's really talking about it. The schedule is really tough, but there's a chance this could happen. So let me know down in the comments, how would you feel if Ohio State went 9-3? What if this were to happen? How bad would the chaos be? Would Ryan Day leave? Would Julian maybe come back? Would Tavian transfer? Would the legacy of Ryan Day be ruined? Would Patricia leave? Would the coaches leave? What would happen? Would it be a program reset? What would happen? And this is, imagine if they went 9-3 with the new sleeves they just introduced. It would be a nightmare. But yeah, that is all I have for you guys today. I just want to make a short video. I made a couple videos earlier today talking about the new Ohio State uniforms and Alabama versus Georgia early prediction. Go watch that video. I just want to kind of pop in here for around 10-ish minutes, rant a little bit. So yeah, let me know down in the comments, how would you feel if this happened? Make sure to hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 500 before the beginning of the college football season. Remember to hit the like button. It's free, costs nothing, just helps me out. But again, that's all I have for you guys tonight. I'll talk to you guys all tomorrow. And as always, thank you.